How is he one of the most highly rated cornerbacks in several different analytical statistical categories? How's he doing it if he's as slow as molasses? It is a Tuesday edition of Birds 365. He's John McMullen. I'm Jody McDonald. And that handsome fellow down below us, adjusting his phone to be able to hop on the air with us, is Bob Grotz. He's checking his whereabouts. He doesn't know where he is.
No, I was wondering who you were talking about. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I didn't know if somebody was creeping up on you. You know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's been a lot of that too. I don't know if you guys are reading the news, but yeah, you got to watch out for that.
Yeah. Make sure those mirrors are working.
Yes,
you got to.
6-0, Jody.
Yeah.
Grotz, here's where I'm going to give you credit, but I'm also going to just tear you down. You, when you've been on with us, have pointed out that this is a doable schedule, that the Eagles could get off to a fast start, and they can beat that team and that team and that team just through. And you talked
100% right, by the way, Bob Grotz.
Possibility of ripping out to an undefeated start well into the season. You had that one dead on. For the reasons that you came up with, more power to you. I didn't think they were going to be 6-0. I am going to the Super Bowl, but I didn't think they were going to be 6-0. And you certainly did say that was a possibility.
I did mention the talent, too.
You did, except for the cornerback across from Darius Slay. Because
I think he's ordinary. I don't know what
you're still saying that after the way that he's played. You're telling me you still think Bradberry's ordinary.
Jody, you got a bad knee, and you could probably keep up with him in the 40-yard dash. This guy is the definition of slow.
How is he one of the most highly rated cornerbacks in several different analytical statistical categories? How's he doing it if he's as slow as molasses?
How come the Giants had no room for him?
The Giants, they messed up their
don't
cap.
Tell me it was just caps. No.
It was absolutely cap. I talked to Bob Papa. I talked to Bob Papa on Sunday night, the voice of the Giants, who's been with that calling their games for almost 2 decades now. He gets great inside information. They wanted to keep Bradberry. They couldn't. They had to do something. They had to cut somebody, and they thought he was the guy that they were able to replace with the guys that they had via the draft. Oh, by the way, those young Giant cornerbacks are actually playing pretty well. So they had the right lead on it.
That's my point, Jody. They're good. Yeah. They couldn't even trade him.
Nobody wanted to trade him because the whole world knew they were going to cut him.
No,
completely obvious.
Because he's 30 years old and he's on the back end of his career. And, I'll still stand by this. All your analytics and stuff, no one has been thrown at more in the red zone since the start of 2021 than James Bradberry. So, if they ever play a good team, if they ever play a team with good receivers, you'll see that.
So we'll see it.
By the way,
I think Buffalo is the only team that fits into that category. So we're going to have to wait to the Super Bowl.
And I think that's kind of the story of this season. This is some of the worst football I've ever seen, across the board. It's not parity; it's bad football across the board.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to get Jody more upset because, I don't know. I don't know if this was a stick or not by Bob at the game, but he had kind of taken the baton from James Bradberry, put it on Devontae Smith. So where are we with Devontae Smith? He's just not explosive enough for you. What is?
But he's not. He should be the third option. It's that simple.
Well,
Goddard.
You can make that. You can make that argument.
Starts with AJ Brown, then Goddard, and then Devontae.
That's fair.
I thought you were going Quez there for a second. I was gonna reach through the computer screen and grab you by the neck.
Yeah, because Dallas is so good. I don't have a problem with that. But Devontae's a really good player as a second receiver. I don't think
would they have drafted him if they had gotten AJ Brown? I don't think so.
If they would have gotten Justin Jefferson, they wouldn't have drafted him. There's a lot of what.
No. If they could have traded for AJ Brown, before the 2021 draft, would they have drafted Devontae? No, I don't think so.
No,
They might
no.
Micah.
Yeah, but they didn't have any interest. That was brought up to Nick Sirianni in the lead up to the Cowboys game. It was evident. Because I'm surprised, Bob, that more Eagles fans haven't latched on to the Eagles getting Micah Parsons or could have gotten Micah Parsons. They could have if they stayed at, what was it, 6 originally?
6. Yes, yeah.
They couldn't have at 10. The Cowboys wanted Micah Parsons, so they weren't going to trade out. They made sure the Eagles.
I understand.
They made sure the Eagles were going to go offense.
They decided that the Eagles were more of were less of a threat at the time than the Giants, or they would have they wouldn't have traded with the Eagles. I mean,
yeah,
they barely got anything.
Yeah. So I'm not. They were not interested in Micah Parsons, which, in hindsight, is probably not the best thing. But there were a lot of teams that didn't know what Micah Parsons was.
Probably. Oh my God.
Well, yeah, I'm surprised. So why haven't more Eagles fans latched on? Is it just because they're 6-0? They're not thinking about it? Because
I think because they got Reddick, they got Sweaty, they got BG. They're getting the job done. That pass rush is getting. I mean, they're doing it.
It's a good pass rush.
And Bob went there. No one was thinking about, except maybe John McMullen and the Dallas Cowboys. Nobody was thinking about Micah Parsons as one of the top pass rushers in the league. No, he was a good all-around linebacker who made plays in the running game, covering people. Shoot, Collinsworth said the other night on TV, he thinks he could play any position on defense, including cornerback, safety, linebacker, defensive line.
I don't agree with that.
He may have overstepped.
But I was the only one.
He was that good a player.
Can I say this about cornerback? He beat Bradberry by 4 lengths.
God. You're digging yourself such a friggin' hole. The guy's going to the Pro Bowl, buddy.
4 laps.
Now, Bob knows. Bob knows because Micah Parsons has short arms, short little T-Rex arms.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the knock on him.
Yeah, and I said, no, the guy can rush the passer. I take credit for that one. Even the Dallas Cowboys didn't know.
Well,
he's not an all-ball linebacker.
Nick Fierro thought he was pretty good too. You and Nick.
We'll give Nick credit.
Yeah.
All right, let me jump back to where John and I were going before we punched you up there, Mr. Grotz.
And James
Howie's activity list. Howie's activity list over the next 2 weeks. Worried about adding a key special teams piece, doing what Howie's been very good at doing the last couple of years, getting that key extension for one of their core pieces that is on a short-term deal as of right now. What is Howie going to be doing to keep busy these next 2 weeks when his players are resting and relaxing during the bye week?
Yeah, they do need they may need 2 core special teams guys, a couple of veterans and that can really take charge. That's what they haven't had for like 3 years. Like a vet, who like a Chris, remember Maragos, what he did for them?
Oh yeah.
Oh sure.
Tremendous special teams.
Who was the other guy? Who was the linebacker, the 6'5" guy? They used to bring him in late.
Ryan Brayman. Yeah.
Okay. They need those kind of guys. They need just a couple of those to get that. Their techniques. Maybe, Britton Covey, his returns have been okay. Maybe you want to look something there. Although I think, I really think that they ought to look at that position, Devontae Smith, a little bit more, punt returner. I don't think he's going to get hurt. And, he's really good at avoiding it. So I think that would give him a little juice. So they need juice at returner on special teams. And those core special teams guys, I don't think you'd see, the every week breakdowns. Every week something, they've been fortunate that that hasn't come back to really get them. So, in terms of signing core people, they've been really good. The Eagles have been really good at getting these guys to take hometown discounts ahead of time. The only one who didn't do it was Goddard. He hung in there.
Yeah.
And,
he bet on himself.
Yeah, he hung in there and he got I think a little bit better deal. But yeah, Who are they going to sign? I don't know. I don't even know. They can't. I mean, the quarterback obviously is the guy you want to sign, but they can't do anything with him until after the year. Right?
Well, you have TJ, you have Bradberry, your favorite. You have Kyzir White. You have Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
I don't think Bradberry comes back. I don't think he's.
I agree with you, but for different reasons. I think he's going to get more money than the Eagles are willing to go.
They may have to help him get in his car to leave. He's tired, man. He's a tired man. Hey,
Grotz, I got to give you credit. You take Hader to a new level. You really do. Here's the bar, and then there's Bob Grotz as a hater. Just unbelievable. You are a Pro Bowl hater. Much like James Bradberry is a Pro Bowl level player. You're a Pro Bowl level hater.
That guy is still an upgrade. He's still an upgrade.
I love it. But I will say this, Howie is smart, as you know, Bob. This is not the time to extend people. He does not have leverage right now. 6-0 is not the time to extend people. He's too smart.
If you want to give him a hometown discount, it is.
Well, yeah, but they won't take it. They'll say, "Hey,
I think they will." Yeah,
I'm 6-0. Now TJ might take it because I think he likes that. Is respectful and understands the Eagles gave him an opportunity. I think he's somebody who might be willing to take a hometown discount because a lot of teams he was undrafted. He was a great player in college, went completely undrafted. Nobody would give him an opportunity. The Eagles did. I think that goes a long way. The other guys, Kyzir, Chauncey, James Bradberry, they don't have a history here. They're 1-year guys. They're mercenaries. They want to get paid.
Yeah. What about who would you sign first? And I've been thinking about that. Would I want Kyzir more than TJ?
Oh, by the way, Epsy. I forgot Epsy. You got to sign Epsy too. Yeah.
I got to be honest right now. I mean, as well as TJ has played, I might want Kyzir before him, but not long term. I'm not talking. I'm talking maybe a 2-year deal. So
I might want Epsy first because I think he might be the guy most likely to sign a cost-effective deal. Well, he's been a good player.
There's a bunch of good cover guys, that safety type corner guys in this draft, and they're going to have New Orleans pick, and I think right now it's a top 10 pick. So they could get they could do something like that in the draft. So
yeah, that's a good point.
I don't
think that's 6th pick right now. 6th pick in the draft. Yeah.
By the way, have either of you guys seen this Miles Murphy of Clemson, the defensive end? This guy is unbelievable. He's just an offense wrecker,
I watched the Clemson game the other day, and I didn't recognize him as the elite defensive player.
He's still rotating.
Miles Murphy, you say?
Yeah. Oh my God, he's like 6'7", about 275, 280. And he just runs over people. They double team him, and he runs over them. He was rotating a lot in that game. I don't know. Maybe he was a little banged up or something. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I watched that game too, and I didn't see him in there every single series. So, but when he was in there, he just crushed people. So, but you're looking at him, and the Ohio State quarterback is 2 of your top 5 picks. I'm convinced of that. And then you're going to have a bunch of. This is a pretty good draft. So the Eagles they're in good position for that. So I guess that speaks to what you were talking about, John. I mean, it's not like they have to do anything with these extensions, like there's going to be some guys they can bring in,
Yeah, top 10 pick is going to be, now that you don't have to worry about quarterback, that top 10 pick potentially, if the Saints continue to go the way they're going, that's going to be an opportunity to get a really good player on a cost-effective deal for 4 years. That's exactly what the Eagles need.
All right, I'm gonna channel my inner Grotz here as a hater, and I'm not a hater, but I'm just going to question something which might not go over well because I'm questioning a guy who's a general manager of a squad who's 6-0. Did Howie miss the boat by not going multi-year with Kyzir White? Because we did bring that up when he traded for him, didn't have to give up when they made the free agent sign.
Nobody else was giving him.
Yeah, I think that guy's pretty good. He's better than I thought. I'll say that for sure.
Yeah, I did question it here on the dating side. Really, only a 1-year deal. If you get him to come in, why can't you get him for 2 years? Because Howie's great given the massive contract with those voidable years on the back end.
Right.
I did question it, and White has played well enough. Will we be critiquing Howie Roseman if Kyzir White goes elsewhere and the Eagles only gave him the 1 year come in and prove it deal?
Well, they got your guy. Don't forget your guy, Nakobe.
Yeah, Nakobe. I mean,
waiting in the wings. They're going to have to get him some snaps. So I don't know what they were thinking.
Which came first, Nakobe's draft or Kyzir's signing?
Right. But to your question, I mean, Kyzir White, he's good. I thought I was a little skeptical because they've been bringing in the leading tacklers of bad defenses. And I don't think that's a good thing. Like the Minnesota guys, it's like, can we let's look at a bad defense and let's bring in their leading tackler, and get him for cheap,
Yeah.
I thought that was another one. I thought this was another one of those moves, but he's
Paul Warlows of the Eric Wilsons of the world.
Well, I'm sure they gave him an option.
We haven't used Paul Warlow's name here on Bird 365.
Yeah. Well, he was a big tackler at one point.
I like what a nice guy, man.
Yeah, really nice guy.
Nice guy.
So was Eric Wilson. Eric Wilson was a nice guy. But,
local guy.
Yeah.
Warlow, isn't he the TNT champion, Johnny Mac? Or
Wardlow? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is Paul, the great Paul Warlow.
Get confused here. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Hey, I got to tell you this, Jody. I was in Marcus Hook on Saturday for the statue dedication. It's a statue of Billy White Shoes
Johnson. Yeah. We had Ray Dinger on WIP on Sunday morning. He said he was shooting the breeze with you on Saturday.
Ray did a great job at that ceremony too. He's just a natural with he said a few things about White Shoes but anyway, White Shoes is there. He's winding down to the end of his 12-minute 59-second acceptance speech, and he still hasn't done the dance, Jody. And I'm there, and I'm thinking he's 70 years old now. It's not like he gets out of the car.
White Shoes 70 now?
Yeah, he's 70. That's what I said. I did a double take. I had to confirm that. So yours truly said, Billy, can you do the dance? And he did it. And he's immortalized on video. It wasn't real long. It was like a 3-second dance. But in 3 seconds, that guy did what he did back in the day. Oh, man, what a great guy, though. And what a richly deserved honor.
Yeah, by the way, Ted, I was talking to Ted Cottrell was there as well.
Oh, yeah. Great guy.
Former longtime defensive coordinator in this league, Chester guy.
Used to crush Peyton Manning. Every time they played Peyton Manning, he's the only coordinator to shut out Peyton Manning on any level.
Yeah, he was a heck of a assistant coach for a long time. In this Delaware County, obviously Delco with you, Billy White Shoes Johnson, Ted Cottrell. You showed me the picture. I was like, wow, these guys are from this area. I didn't realize it, to be honest. It's been a while. I think
Ted Cottrell is one of Billy's biggest fans too. Billy's kind of soft spoken, and Bill Manlove was there. You remember him, Jody, right? Coach at Widener all those years, won a couple of Division III titles, and just a great day. Oh, Kurt Weldon was there. You guys will be happy to know that, right? Congressman.
Oh, yeah.
When in doubt, get out and make a speech.
Ted Cottrell, by the way, he was a Jets. I think he was a Jets DC at one point.
Yeah.
I know he's a coach.
When Herman Edwards was there.
I believe so.
Under Herm? Okay.
I would have to look that up, but
it was a great day. A great day was had by all. I never saw Marcus Hook look so good in my life. As a matter of fact, that's the first time I've ever been there where I could see the sun.
Nice.
2001 to 2003, Jody. Jets defensive coordinator.
DC. Okay. I remember as a coach. I don't remember as the defensive coordinator. All right, Bobby, who would win a 40-yard dash race? 70-year-old White Shoes Johnson or James Bradberry?
White Shoes.
White Shoes beats him in the 40.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I really like him. Yeah. He's still got a good get off. Yeah.
I know you got to run here, Bob. At Bob Grotz.
Yeah, I got to get rolling, guys.
Hold on, wait. I got one more. I got
one more.
I
got one more. Better punt returner for the Eagles. Billy White Shoes Johnson or Britton Covey?
Oh, Britton Covey. Yeah. Yeah, he's still can.
Covey over White Shoes, but not Bradberry over White Shoes.
Yeah.
My God. Is today Happy Tuesday, Johnny Mac?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so are you going to be in attendance to talk to the DC of the Philadelphia Eagles today, Bob?
Oh, no, I got another show to do. Yeah, I got.
Okay, then John, will you ask the question for Bob today? How the defensive coordinator has been able to hide the fact that James Bradberry is slower than molasses?
Yeah.
Will you ask that question for Bob today?
Look who he's covering. Who's covering the best receiver, Jody? I mean, come on. You can figure this out yourself.
You are unbelievable. I love you, but you are
Area
just
player, whoever. Yeah.
All right. Go do your show, bro. And we're so glad you weren't carjacked because you do pay attention to the phone when you're on here, and we thank you very much.
Keep your head on a swivel, Bob.
All right, you guys. Always a pleasure.